How's it going? My name's Sean. I'm a full-time clothing eBay reseller. In today's video, I want to talk about investing. Now, when it comes to investing on eBay, a lot of people turn straight to inventory. They're like, invest in inventory, make a ton of money. I don't think it works that way. In today's video, I'm going to talk about like some of the things I think is most important to invest in, how to invest in it, how much to invest in, and whether or not it makes sense to do it. Now, I have some experience because I started in 2019 part-time, and then in 2021 I went full-time, and I've been able to make a successful living from this business. So heed my advice. If you guys do like this kind of stuff, make sure to like the video, make sure to comment and subscribe. A lot of people talk about doing that and they never actually do it. The people that do it, I really appreciate it. I follow all the comments, and I hope you guys like this video. The first thing people want to talk about when it comes to investing, and I made a list, I wrote it down. Let's explain investing before we go any deeper. Investing, simply put, is putting money into assets with the expectation of making a profit over time. Duh, Sean. Like, obvious that's what investing is. But let me tell you, with eBay, it's not necessarily like shove more money into eBay, get more money out of it. The most important thing to invest in when you start an eBay business is yourself. You need to understand what you're doing. You need to learn what this whole reselling thing is. Like, okay, buy something low, sell something high, list, ship, like that's all it is. It's a little bit more than that when you want to make more out of it. Now, if you want to make a little bit of money, you get a couple $20, $50 sales. You may get lucky with a $100 sale or a $500 sale, and you can tell all your friends about it. Sure, you can do that. But if you want to sell, $500, $600, $700,000 a day, there's a lot more to it. So investing in yourself, simply put, for me, was watching YouTube. I watched YouTube videos 24/7. If I was at work, like driving to a client or somebody who I had to work on their copier, I was a commercial copier, like repairman, then I was listening to stuff while I was driving. Whenever I was at home, like doing the laundry or anything like that, I was listening to YouTube videos. And then on the weekends, I was out, trying to figure out how to do this. So I'm not just pushing like YouTube resellers, like you need to go watch every single one of them. I'm just saying you need to find somebody that's a little further ahead than you and see what they're doing right and copy that from them. Or maybe go all the way to the top and find the best people and try to understand what they're doing. Now, I'm not saying watching my videos you're going to turn your reselling business into my size of a reselling business, because it's not exactly for everybody. But I am telling you that if somebody gives you $1,000 and you're supposed to pay them back $1,100, like, you're going to have a hard time doing that if you don't invest the time first into your business. From there, let's move on to the next thing. And I'll tell you, I got this list from ChatGPT. ChatGPT is free. You can use it. You can get a lot of advice. You can get a lot of information from it. Now, it is pretty general, but you can fine tune it down to exactly what you want to find. And I'm telling you, for YouTube, for a lot of things, it comes in handy. But with this list, it did spit out a couple that I didn't think were as important, and I just want to hit on like the more important ones first. So time and yourself, definitely most important. And you can kind of title that under like how to actually do the job. Whenever I say that, I mean like a lot of people want to outsource stuff before they truly know how to do it. Maybe they've been reselling for a month and they're like, oh, I need somebody else to take photos. Taking photos isn't that difficult, but I can tell you from experience, from doing it thousands of times and then trying to show somebody else how to do it, it was a much different thing. They have never done it, so there's all kinds of things that they're doing wrong. One way you can improve on yourself is not just doing it, but maybe recording yourself doing it or timing yourself. Recording, I think, is the best. There's a reason sports athletes look at the tablet to see the previous play. They record themselves when they're swinging a bat or throwing a football, whatever it is. They want to see the mechanics of what they're doing. It's the same thing with doing photos on eBay. So it may sound silly, it may feel kind of silly doing, but if you practice this and do this on yourself, then you will be able to identify things that aren't working, and then hopefully you can translate it and hire somebody, because that is buying back some of your time, and that is an important thing. But for a beginner, I think you just need to work on yourself. Now, not everyone knows how to work on themselves. Not everybody, I'm not saying like a college degree is like the most necessary thing. I don't have a college degree, but people that do have a college degree typically do know how to study and teach themselves. So time is definitely on the side of the younger person, because obviously they have more of it than the older person. But the older person that has the skills to teach themselves doesn't need as much time to get sped up as somebody who's brand new that doesn't really know how to teach and actually sit down and learn. So there is some advantages and disadvantages to age, wisdom, and having the time. But nonetheless, That is the most important thing. The next kind of thing you need to think about, if you saw the thumbnail, I was laying in my husky rack, the infrastructure of your business. Reselling is pretty simple. You usually need some type of racks or like a box system or bin system, whatever it is. But there's a reason I went with those husky racks. Now, the very first rack I had was just like the wire rolling racks. My mom and dad actually got it for me for Christmas. I had been reselling for 4 months, and they got that for me, and I was very grateful. They bought me a bunch of clear tubs, which was fine at the time, but I wasn't being choosy because, I didn't have a whole lot of money. But once I started to make money, I was like, okay, what should I buy? There's the wire rack systems. There's the plastic, like black ones. You kind of see people with like the tubes, and then there's like the husky racks. Now, I don't know if they're still called the husky racks. I have them linked down below, but I'm not sure if they changed it to like Continental or something. Whoever manufacturer may have changed it. I bought those full price for $179.99, and they are now full price. I think like $300. You can maybe catch them cheaper on a sale day. I would look for the display ones or like the ones that maybe the box was torn up, and I would try to get a discount on that one because you can kind of haggle with some of those big box stores when it comes to the bigger items because they just need them moved off their floor for more inventory or different inventory. So I went with the expensive ones, and I'm really thankful that I did because right now, if I were to resell those, they're probably worth about $200. People are going to buy that. It's not like you're going to damage it by just storing stuff on it. And then also, if you do get out of reselling, you could just use that in your own garage. They're great storage racks. It's not like you're buying a piece of junk like plastic thing that's going to fall apart or like I don't know if there's any shoe method for reselling like storage, but I bought all those shoe racks and those things used to fall apart. The little plastic ones from Amazon for like $13. I destroyed so many of those and I'm like, dude, this is terrible. I'm just burning through these. They're not even worth it. So invest in good quality infrastructure, mainly going to be for like storage boxes. And if you do buy boxes, I do have the boxes linked below. But if you want to buy just like a big box, some big boxes have multi use. You can use that if you're moving somewhere or say you just need a box to be toting stuff here and there. Maybe you have a couple extra and you can use that. So very good to invest in good infrastructure. Now, another investment category I have, this is more for like the social media type people, but technology. So I first started this channel in 2020. I had a GoPro Hero 5. I had a ThinkPad that I was editing on. It would crash all the time. The GoPro wasn't that great. Things were just not great. And you can see those videos, the quality's bad. I didn't have any microphones. Like, this is a $200 microphone. I invested in an iPhone. The iPhone is $1,000, the iPhone 14 Pro. Ever since I got that, it was a game changer. Everything looked more crystal clear. It was smooth. I mean, look at the video you're looking at right now. Like, most people can get to this, but you got to invest a little money up front. Now, if you have zero money, you're trying to make money, investing, putting money into the business, hoping to make money back, you're not going to see it on social media. Now, I've made over $1,000 on social media. For reselling sake, if you want to buy like a $500,000 camera, that's probably not what you need to do. You just need to get decent items, but you need to understand what is a decent item. And we already talked about that. Watch some YouTube videos, do some studying on your own through the eBay solds, and kind of understand what is actually out there that people are trying to pay up for. Moving on to the next one, we have soft skills. Now, soft skills come into play when it comes to customer service side of eBay. Now, you may think you're the nicest person in the world. You may not understand that maybe you're not that person. There's a reason why customer service has that certain style of person that you could pretty much crap on their day and they're going to have a smile and give you the correct response, whether they believe it or not, but you're going to take it for face value. So what I mean by that is somebody has a big return. They say that color wasn't a black shirt. That was, charcoal. And you're like, okay, man, you need to understand that there's certain ways to answer these people without causing more problems. And you can use ChatGPT to help you. I know we talked about that earlier, but you can type in, how do I respond to this type of question on eBay? It'll give you an answer and say, I need that answer to sound nicer. I need it to be the nicest answer you could think of. And then you just copy and paste that. You can create a Google Sheet, Google Docs or whatever, and have it like labeled, okay, when the color's wrong or a return happens, this is my response, please return the item. You'll get a refund when the item is delivered. It's pretty easy. You're dealing with customers online. You're basically just chatting messages. You're not having to call people. You don't have to meet people in person, but you do need to have a set of answers in play that is a one and done. And what I mean by that is if somebody asks a question and you give them an answer and then they have a follow-up question, that's not what you want. You want one question to answer and they're taken care of. They're happy, they're understanding, you need to take it on the chin, understand that, hey, you are kind of like not a worker for eBay, but you are representing their company. So anything you do that negatively impacts them, they're gonna maybe see that and then be like, look, man, we can't have you doing that. So you want to put a good face forward because this is your business, whether you think it's that big a deal or not. Like it's a big deal, right? This is your name tied to this. Your everything. Your identity is tied to it because you got to put all the information in. It's a legal thing, right? Like this is a business. So treat it like a business. Learn some soft skills, whether that be from the computer, maybe just taking note of how some people talk in retail spaces, or maybe go talk to a manager and be like, hey, what are some of the things I can do when this happens? And then apply it to your business. So marketing and branding. Now I made a hat. It's been a long time, but I decided to make this hat. There's a guy pretty local to me, and he was making these hats, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll make a hat. Now I'm in front of hundreds and thousands of people, so it's nice to have my name, Taylor Exchange, all over the place. But I am not trying to like sell to my audience when it comes to the form of like buy from my store. Now, if you're a male and you want a dress shirt, I have plenty of dress shirts you can buy, but I don't really do branding for that reason. I'm mainly branding on social media because, I like the encouragement. I like talking with you guys. I like meeting new people, even if it's just through, Discord or like messaging or emails or whatever. It's fun for me. I like helping people. It makes me feel good, and there is money tied to doing this. The more people that view this video, the more money we're making. So branding's cool, and I just figure I like wearing hats. So if I'm gonna wear a Howler Bros hat for a year, like maybe I should have my own brand and kind of show that off. Because maybe there's that one person in town that says, "Oh man, I've never heard of Taylor Exchange," and then I can feel like a boss and just be like, "Yeah, that's my company." And then it's a cool thing. But I do plan on doing like more advertising in my local town, meaning like I want to create content for some of these other businesses that don't really understand content, or they don't want to do it themselves, or don't understand even how to start doing it. I want to be able to do that. So I think it's good to have the brand there. But if you're starting your business, it's not like that important. You can have a faceless eBay store, meaning you don't even have a logo. You just have the little default thing that comes up, and you will sell plenty of items as long as you know which items to buy. So after you have all that, then somebody says, hey, I have $1,000. Can you make, $1,100? Pay me $100 or whatever, and that'll help. So I would recommend, honestly, probably never taking that deal. Like, it's just one of those things where you don't know, unless you have like a pipe of inventory coming in and it's selling, then maybe you can do it. But if you're just taking a gamble and taking that person's money and not sure if you're going to make the return, that's not the type of investment you want. You want to have like safe investments, but you want to have smart investments. You are trying to grow yourself. Like, obviously you want the business to make money, but if you don't grow as a person, if you don't understand how to be a business owner, like operator, you're not going to succeed. So until you know how to do that, you can't really guarantee somebody else's money at that time. And then if you take that money out of desperation, then there's not a high likelihood that you're actually going to make the return on it. And then if you get to the point where you do know you can make the money back, taking the $1,000 doesn't really move the needle. Then you're at a point where it's like, no, I don't need that 1,000. Like, I need a lot more money because I have like this huge supply I can get and I know how to process it. So it's just very interesting. Don't be tempted to jump on things just because other people are seeing the business for one thing, and then the business is actually another that is a little harder to describe, because I've had it happen a couple times and I just didn't really know how to go about it. But I didn't take the deal because it just really doesn't make sense. Most important thing in this business: focus on yourself, grow, learn, and watch a lot of YouTube. I can tell you that's going to make a big difference. If you guys like this video, remember, subscribe, comment, let me know if I missed anything. Are there any things that you should be investing in that I didn't go over? Are there any things that really made a difference in your growth of your business? And if there's anything else that you guys are like curious about, go ahead and just let me know, because what I'm going to do is, if I get a few comments about questions, I may just make a video response to a bunch of questions. I may do that over like a week or a month's period, however I want to do it, and answer some subscriber questions, or just casual viewers questions. I'm here for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.